Dear students, you have learned that how to follow the chi-square test of homogeneity in SPSS. You have learned that how to enter the data. If you remember, we have defined three variables in order to follow the chi-square test of homogeneity in SPSS by the name of row, column and frequency. You have also learned that what type of procedure we need to follow in order to achieve the results for test of homogeneity under SPSS. So now you will learn that how to interpret the results we have obtained after following the procedure of chi-square test of homogeneity in SPSS. So students, I am repeating the same problem that we have followed, for which we have applied the chi-square test of homogeneity under SPSS. So I am repeating that problem for you. The data is about the political affiliation, which has three categories: Democrat, Republican and Independents. And against that, there is another variable which is categorical in nature that also have three categories: for, against and undecided. So you were required to test a hypothesis that the proportion of Democrats, Republicans and Independents favoring the abortion law are same. So you have learned that how to enter this data, which is being shown in the contingency table, into SPSS by defining three variables: row, column and frequency. Now students, in order to apply any statistical test, you will have to outline the steps for testing of hypothesis. So students, सबसे पहला स्टेप जो आप फॉलो करते हैं किसी भी डेटा को टेस्ट करने के लिए statistics में, that is formulation of null and alternative. So here that hypothesis, pair of hypotheses, they are being shown. Under H0, we have reported that for each opinion, the proportion of Democrat, Republican and Independents are same. Whereas under H1, it is for each opinion, the proportion of Democrat, Republicans and Independents are not same. Now, in order to test this sort of hypothesis, we have already learned that how to enter the data, what procedure you need to follow in SPSS. So students, इसके बाद आप steps outline करेंगे. Step number 2 is level of significance, alpha जिसको हम कहते हैं, and it is 5% in this case. Step number 3 is the test statistic, where you need to tell or you would have to specify that which type of test you are going to follow. So students, अभी हम बात कर रहे थे chi-square test of homogeneity की, तो इसका फॉर्मूला होगा chi-square equal to summation O minus E whole square divided by EI, where OIs are the observed frequencies or the counts, whereas EIs are the expected counts that are being calculated on the basis of the observed counts. Step number 4, my students, you need to calculate the value of chi-square as you are following the SPSS. So SPSS will provide you with the p-value. So p-value आप यहाँ report करेंगे जो कि आपने SPSS से obtain की है. So students, अगर आप देखिए तो ये आपके सामने आउटपुट विंडो शो हो रही है SPSS की. इसमें जो फर्स्ट टेबल है ये आपका contingency टेबल है, which is reproduced the way you have entered that data. For example, first row, first column के against we have 82. First row, second column के against we have 70. And so on. Against third row and third column we have the observed count as 21. Now students, if you just look into the second table, जिसका टाइटल है chi-square test, इसमें आपको बहुत से टेस्ट नजर आ रहे हैं, जैसा कि Pearson chi-square, likelihood ratio and linear bilinear association. But we will be focusing on to the chi-square. So chi-square की value के against आपको नजर आ रही है p-value, which is the asymptotic significant two-tailed p-value, और ये value है 0.822. So under the calculation, you are required to write down this p-value so that later on the basis of this p-value and the observed p-value, which is alpha, you can make the comparison whether to accept or reject the null hypothesis. So students, lastly, you would have to interpret your results on the basis of the calculated p-value as well as the observed p-value, which is also known as alpha. So students, जो आपके पास p-value आपने obtain की है SPSS की output से आपने report की है, वो value है 8.22. So as this 8.22 p-value is greater than 0.05, जो कि आपका alpha है और उसको आप observed p-value भी कहते हैं, so we reject H naught, do not reject H naught. There is insufficient evidence to conclude that the proportion of Democrats, Republicans and Independents differ for each stated opinion. So students, क्योंकि आपकी p value greater थी 0.05 से, तो जब भी आपकी p value, जो हमारा एक critical region होता है, जो कि criterion होता है whether to reject or accept the null hypothesis, वो ये होता है कि अगर आपकी p value 0.05, जो कि आपका अल्फा है, उससे अगर वो बड़ी हो आपकी p value, तो हम accept करते हैं hypothesis को. And the moment your calculated p value is less than alpha, जो कि आपकी observed p value है, तो हम उसको reject करते हैं null hypothesis में, क्योंकि वो value rejection region में fall कर जाती है. So according to that criterion of rejecting or accepting the null hypothesis, you have decided कि आपने जो p value ली है 8.22, क्योंकि ये greater है आपके अल्फा से, इसका मतलब है कि आपकी वैल्यू p value acceptance region में fall कर रही है. So अगर वो acceptance region में fall कर रही है, तो हम अपने H naught को reject नहीं करेंगे, बल्कि हम H naught को accept करेंगे.